Imagine logging on at 8 in the morning, right?
Yeah.
And before you even take that first sip of coffee, an assistant has already reviewed your 50 new emails.
Just sorted them all out for you.
It highlighted the 3 that could, actually get you fired. And it even went ahead and drafted polite replies to the rest.
I mean, that sounds like a sci-fi movie. But that is exactly what we are looking at today.
We are finally seeing a massive shift. Welcome to today's deep dive.
Yeah, we are moving way past those general AI chatbots.
Basic ChatGPT or Claude is really just the starting line. We are officially entering the era of specialized AI agents.
Which is honestly a huge relief. Trying to make one AI manage your entire life is just a recipe for disaster.
So today we are breaking down 4 very specific types of agents.
Right, we have coordination, creativity, clarity, and coaching agents.
And this deep dive is really about finding your focus. We want to help you find the one specific agent that solves your biggest bottleneck.
Right, and that is where the whole system usually breaks down. People get overly ambitious.
They try to automate everything at once.
Yeah, they plug an AI into their entire hard drive and just hope for magic. Yeah. You actually get exponentially more value when you focus on one distinct problem.
Let's jump into the first category today. We are looking at the coordination agent.
Managing our daily administrative work is a massive, exhausting struggle.
It really is beat. I actually have a vulnerable admission to make here.
Oh.
I still wrestle with my inbox controlling my mornings. I open my laptop intending to write, and suddenly I'm just answering questions for 2 hours.
You are definitely not alone in that. Your emails, calendar invites, and random Slack messages are just scattered everywhere.
Right.
You spend more cognitive energy simply locating information than you do actually working on it. A coordination agent changes that dynamic completely.
It brings the most critical updates into one single view, like a personalized air traffic controller.
Oh, that is the perfect analogy.
It doesn't actually fly the planes for you.
Yeah?
But it lines them up nicely on the runway so they don't crash.
Exactly. The agent reviews your connected sources and organizes those updates by actual priority.
It isn't just sorting chronologically.
No, it is actively looking for context. It can summarize complex email threads that desperately need a reply, or it flags meetings on your calendar that suddenly overlap.
It essentially creates a personalized daily brief before you even start working.
Yeah. Let's look at a verified real-world example from the sources. Nick Spisak recently shared his automation workflow on X.
His specialized agent checks his inbox at 8 every single morning.
Right, before he even opens his laptop. It scans his emails and actively hunts for urgent messages.
Wow.
It literally turns those urgent messages into actionable tasks on his to-do list. He uses a specific integration called GAS Gmail Triage to make this happen.
Let's break that down for a second. What is that triage tool actually doing under the hood?
It is basically a specialized API connection. An API is just a secure bridge letting software talk to other software.
Got it.
This specific tool is strictly read-only. It safely pulls the sender, the subject line, and the receive date.
So it doesn't have the power to actually send or delete anything. That handles that overwhelming first inbox review for you.
Exactly. Google also recently shared a fascinating example of this concept.
Right, the experimental agent called CC.
It comes straight from Google Labs and runs on their Gemini model. It connects directly with your Gmail, Google Calendar, and your Google Drive.
It also pulls in helpful information from the wider web. It basically sends you a comprehensive your day ahead brief each morning.
It is remarkably thorough. Google noted it even helps prepare some initial email drafts based on the context of your upcoming meetings.
Wait, hold on a second. If I am giving an AI agent access to my entire inbox to organize things, how do we prevent it from accidentally deleting a vital message from my boss?
That is the most common fear people have. Yeah. But you have to remember how these specific agents are designed. The agent only synthesizes and prepares the raw data.
It is strictly a preparatory tool.
Right. Human review remains completely mandatory before taking any actual action. You always review the synthesized result before you execute the plan.
So it organizes the mess, but you still pull the trigger.
Precisely. It keeps the important high-stakes decisions firmly under your control. The agent just removes the friction of gathering the data.
Instead of wasting an hour sorting, you spend 5 minutes reviewing. Now, getting your inbox sorted is genuinely great.
Yeah, it is.
But freeing up that morning time suddenly exposes a brand new problem. Now you actually have the time to sit down and create something original.
And staring at a blank page is where most people completely freeze up.
Which brings us beautifully to the creativity agent.
This specific agent directly attacks that dreaded blank page problem.
Because a really good idea often stays completely unfinished. Your brilliant notes and random research links are just spread across a dozen different folders.
The creativity agent thrives on all that loose, unstructured material. It ingests your scattered points and finds a logical underlying structure.
It essentially turns a pile of digital sticky notes, like stacking Lego blocks of data, into a coherent first draft.
That is exactly it. You just provide the overall direction and your raw source material. The agent organizes all that messy information into something you can actually use.
It acts as an incredible force multiplier. You can use it to build robust presentation outlines based on a few quick voice memos.
Or it can write comprehensive project proposals built entirely from rough client meeting transcripts. Shan Holmberg shared a really compelling workflow illustrating this.
Yeah, he built this fascinating AI marketing engine. It starts with one tiny core idea.
And it develops an entire campaign framework around it.
The human provides the initial research and structures it into a detailed creative brief. That brief covers the specific angle, the key topics, and the core questions.
A specialized writing agent then takes that brief and creates a highly structured initial draft.
And here's the crucial part of his workflow.
Right, the human marketer then receives a tangible structured draft to actually judge and edit.
It drastically reduces the exhausting middle work of content creation.
You aren't generating from scratch anymore. You are simply reacting to and refining an existing structure.
I really have to push back on this a bit, though. Doesn't relying on an agent to write your drafts completely dilute human originality?
That is a completely valid concern.
So how do we actually ensure the creativity agent doesn't just hallucinate a bunch of flowery nonsense? Stuff that doesn't fit our brand voice at all.
Honestly, if you use a general chatbot, it will sound like generic fluff. But with a specialized agent, the output's quality relies entirely on your human input.
You have to build rigid constraints into your initial brief.
Yes. You must include a highly specific target audience profile. You have to provide your own unique source documents.
Stronger, more opinionated input material gives the agent much better boundaries to work within.
It can't hallucinate fluff if you force it to only reference the provided data.
Better human inputs create sharper drafts, but you remain the final editor.
Exactly. The initial draft is never the final product. It just gives you a massive head start. You still ultimately decide the tone and the final message.
2-sec silence. Generating fresh content is really only half the battle, though.
Sure.
Because often, our biggest daily hurdle isn't writing something new. It's actually trying to understand massive amounts of existing, highly complex information.
That takes us right into the clarity agent. This agent is designed specifically for deep research and complex document review.
Because, let's face it, long financial reports and dense legal files intentionally hide the most important details.
A clarity agent hunts down those hidden details and brings them together clearly. When you are building AI agents for deep research, absolute clarity must always come before raw speed.
Right, accuracy is the only thing that actually matters here.
You desperately need answers that connect directly back to the original source text. This is absolutely critical when you are making high-stakes financial or legal decisions.
The agent collects information strictly from your approved source documents. It refuses to search the open web.
It organizes its findings into a format you can easily digest and verify. It can translate aggressively difficult corporate jargon into plain English.
It can compare specific clauses across multiple different contracts.
And it actively points you toward the specific sections that need a closer human review. Jerry Liu shared a deeply fascinating example of this.
He built a financial due diligence agent, right?
Yeah.
Using a framework called Lemon Index.
Yes. This is where the technology gets genuinely incredible. This specific agent works directly with massive SEC financial filings.
Those documents are notoriously dense and hundreds of pages long.
The agent searches through those massive documents and answers highly complex financial questions. But it doesn't just give you a summary.
It actually shows you the exact source page behind every single answer it generates.
Right. Lemon Index explains that this specific demo relies on a tool called LightParse. LightParse is a digital tool linking AI answers to exact original document coordinates.
Think of it like a digital highlighter that maps the exact X and Y coordinates on a PDF.
Exactly. So when it gives you an answer about a company's revenue, it links directly to paragraph 4 on page 82.
It includes the exact highlighted source text for your immediate review. Beat. Whoa, imagine scaling this to parse decades of financial filings instantly.
It is mind-blowing.
You could track a single metric across 20 years of corporate history in seconds.
It completely changes how we approach massive, complex data sets. An analyst can read the AI's finding and instantly open the exact page it referenced.
They physically check the original wording before they ever make a financial decision. It is so much more powerful than a simple summary.
But you still have to verify those underlying claims. An AI agent might miss crucial contextual nuance, or it might just misinterpret a weirdly phrased legal clause.
Which is why the NIST Generative AI profile lists some very serious risks regarding this tech. False information is one issue.
But data privacy is an even bigger concern here.
That actually brings up a huge question. What happens when you feed highly confidential company contracts into these tools? Aren't we basically risking a massive data leak by uploading secret documents to an AI?
The source material is remarkably strict about this specific rule. You absolutely must understand how the service stores and processes your data.
You should never upload private documents until you fully verify their enterprise security protocols.
Exactly. Many professional agents actually run locally on your machine to prevent this exact issue.
Keep sensitive data strictly offline until you verify the privacy policies.
Yes, your company's data privacy has to be the absolute top priority. But once you secure it, the workflow is incredible.
You get crystal clear findings extracted from dozens of dense sources in minutes instead of weeks. So the Clarity Agent helps you understand the dense data.
And the creativity agent helps you write a brilliant pitch based on that data.
But eventually, you still have to deliver that pitch to a real human being under serious pressure.
That brings us to our fourth and final category today. We are looking at the coaching agent.
In business, you often only get one single chance to perform really well. It could be a massive job interview or a critical sales call.
Or it might be a really tense salary negotiation with your boss. A coaching agent essentially provides you with a perfectly safe practice environment.
It can actively play the role of a skeptical interviewer, or a hesitant customer, or an aggressive negotiation partner.
It uses the specific background information you provide to ask highly realistic questions.
I really like to think about this as a simulator. It is essentially a flight simulator for complex human conversation.
That's a great way to put it.
It is a completely safe place to crash the plane before you have to fly the real thing.
That is exactly how developers are building them now. Lenny Rachitsky recently introduced a tool he calls the Interview Coach.
It is an interactive interview practice system built entirely on Claude Code.
Yes, Claude Code is an AI model optimized for complex, multi-step, logical reasoning. The foundational idea for this coach came from researching 30 different tech industry professionals.
They interviewed both nervous job candidates and highly experienced hiring managers.
Those deep conversations highlighted the most common stumbling blocks people face during interviews. Interview Coach solves this by using highly specific details about the target company.
It ingests the actual job description and compares it directly against your personal resume.
It uses that exact intersection to create highly targeted, difficult questions for that specific role.
And when the practice begins, it doesn't just ask one question. It runs a full, grueling mock interview from start to finish.
It forces you to answer question after question, dynamically reacting to what you say. And it does all of this before giving you a single piece of feedback.
Wait, why wouldn't it just correct you in real time? Why doesn't the agent jump in the second you give a bad answer so you can fix it immediately?
Because real human interviewers do not pause to correct your answers. This specific design choice creates realistic, uninterrupted psychological pressure.
It simulates the actual physiological stress of a real interview. Your palms get sweaty.
You have to recover from a bad answer on the fly without breaking character.
Full mock sessions build real pressure. The critical feedback comes later.
Exactly. Only after the grueling session ends does the AI finally review your full performance. It meticulously finds the answers where you rambled on way too long.
It highlights the specific claims that needed much stronger supporting evidence.
It also catches brilliant ideas that you just failed to explain clearly under pressure.
You can then review the full transcript and rewrite your core answers. You can practice those specific stumbling blocks over and over again until they are smooth.
It fundamentally changes preparation. A coaching agent actively helps you find your blind spots before they cost you the opportunity.
It dramatically improves your speaking style and your baseline confidence. Let's take a very quick break and we will be right back. Sponsor.
Welcome back to the deep dive. Let's zoom out for a second and synthesize everything we've covered today.
Let's do it.
The core thesis of our source material is actually quite counterintuitive. AI agents are dramatically more effective when they have very strict, rigid limits. They absolutely need to have one specific job to do. When you start integrating AI agents into your life, you have to start with your single biggest bottleneck.
We discussed a really helpful matrix for making this choice today. You choose coordination when your daily apps and schedules are just scattered everywhere.
You deploy a creativity agent when you suffer from severe draft writing paralysis.
You rely on clarity when you face incredibly dense, difficult reading materials.
And you lean on coaching for your high-stakes conversation and presentation prep.
The absolute best first step is surprisingly simple. Just pick the one specific area that drains the most hours from your week.
Start right there and see how a specialized agent changes your workflow. You will get exponentially better results when the agent has tight boundaries.
It needs highly specific context, clear instructions, and a mandatory final review from you.
Once that first specific agent proves its worth, then you can slowly expand.
I want to leave you with a final thought today. It is something a bit provocative for you to mull over. We have seen what these highly specialized, isolated agents can do right now. They can brilliantly handle our scheduling, our drafting, our deep reading, and our practice sessions.
They are already completely changing the baseline of modern knowledge work.
But think about the inevitable next step in this technological evolution. How long is it going to be before these four distinct agents start talking to each other?
Oh, wow.
How long before the coordination agent automatically schedules a meeting, tells the clarity agent to read the background files, and asks a creativity agent to draft the slide deck, all completely behind the scenes?
That is a wildly fascinating and maybe slightly terrifying future to consider. The delegation won't just be human to AI, it will be AI to AI.
But for now, I highly encourage you to just look at your schedule tomorrow
Identify your single biggest operational bottleneck today.
and see if a specialized agent can take that heavy weight off your shoulders. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive at Tiro Music.